The revelation that rocked the world of basketball emerged from the previous. Who would anyone have thought would deliver it? As soon as Caitlin Clark took the microphone containing information that would alter everything we believed to be true regarding the future of the Indiana Fever, supporters couldn't trust what they were hearing. The biggest star in the WNBA, the athlete who independently changed women's basketball, was going to show off a coaching employment so unusual that it might change the guidelines for professional sports indefinitely. However, how did a legend from a whole different time period of basketball was linked to the most valued franchise in the contemporary WNBA? What discussions took place behind closed doors that resulted in this moment of earth-shattering? The consequences of this possible collaboration could transform more than just Indiana Fever, but the whole terrain of professional basketball for women. At the moment, Christy Sides is the Indiana Fever's head coach, has been employed since January 2024 to direct the brand via the creation of Caitlin Clark's first season was historic. Under Sid's leadership, the team altered from a struggling WNBA player organizations to potential playoff participants, mostly because to Clark's revolutionary impact and presence. The mentoring Indiana situation has stayed steady. During the 2024 season, however, there are inquiries regarding the franchise's long-term planning guidance and what organizational adjustments could be need to expand upon the extraordinary success brought about by when Clark arrived. The attention she received delivered to the group. The sides were facing the special difficulty of integrating the WNBA's most anticipated rookie in history, while controlling the dynamics of the current team and experienced athletes with distinct standards for their positions. The coach successfully overcame these obstacles while assisting Clark in acclimating to the requirements of professional basketball and anticipations. The connection between Clark and Sides has been professional and collaborative, with both sides expressing reciprocal regard and dedication to the group achievement all season long. But stress of overseeing the WNBA's the biggest star causes constant problems. Few coaches have ever gone through it. Sports management legal experts observe that professional coaching shifts sports frequently stem from intricate organizational choices pertaining to player feedback, management style, and long-range strategic planning, as opposed to basic performance indicators or disputes amongst people. Larry Bird, regarded as one of the best in basketball, athletes and most esteemed individuals, with a profession that includes coaching, playing, and top-level executive positions. Professional basketball leagues. His relationship to basketball runs in Indiana. Throughout his playing career at Indiana State University, along with his substantial engagement with Indiana Pacers organization. As a participant, Bird earned 3 NBA titles with the Boston Celtics, won 3 MVP honors, and was chosen for 12 All-Star games. Throughout a career that began in 1979 and ended in 1992, he was in competition with Magic Johnson, and the period that the Los Angeles Lakers characterized was basketball, which improved the game's appeal and cultural importance. During his coaching career, Bird served as the Indiana Pacers head coach from 1997 until 2000. He guided the group to the 1998 Eastern Conference Finals, as well as 1999. His 147-game coaching record, the number 67, is among the highest NBA coaching winning percentages history, even if his time as a coach was comparatively short. After he coached throughout his career, Bird held a number of executive positions with the Indiana Pacers, such as president of operations for basketball, where he was in charge of the player hiring judgments for coaching, hiring workers, and holistic approach to basketball for the franchise. Bird's pairing with coaching achievement, leaving a legacy and executive expertise produces a distinctive profile among basketball players. However, his participation has been solely in the Professional Basketball League for Men. During his coaching career and positions in management, Larry Bird's connection to Indiana basketball surpasses his professional career to incorporate profound personal and cultural ties that have established his identity and public image. All of his life, his origins in Indiana establishes organic connections with basketball leagues in the state. The Bird was raised in French Lick, Indiana, and rose to fame in basketball at the University of Indiana, where he brought the Sycamores to the NCAA in 1979 championship matchup with Michigan State, as well as Magic Johnson in among the most observed collegiate basketball games in past. His time spent with the Indiana Pacers as an executive and coach covered more than 20 years, making him one of the most well-known individuals in sports history in Indiana. The Bird's dedication to basketball in Indiana has remained steady across his career, even when there were chances somewhere else. The cultural importance of Bird's ties to Indiana produce special opportunities for participation, having basketball leagues all through the state, including possible connections with franchises that represent Indiana in a number of leagues for professionals. There are queries regarding how Bird's extensive understanding of the basketball culture of Indiana and his knowledge of sports in the state scenery could indicate participation with many basketball styles, organizations, and levels of competition. Caitlin Clark's extraordinary influence on the financial prosperity of the Indiana Fever and cultural significance has the ability to establish a degree of organizational influence that surpasses that of a normal novice. Roles of players. Her importance to the franchise goes well beyond basketball. Performance to encompass marketing, attendance, as well as the general business achievement. The change in finances of the Indiana Fever in Clark's first season, including the sales of season tickets, more than 400% growth. Gamebridge sells out every time. Corporate sponsorship and Fieldhouse agreements that were particularly related to her visibility and commercial viability in the arrangement. Clark's social media accounts, following, and personal brand have increased, could surpass that of numerous seasoned WNBA athletes, including a few NBA players, producing leverage and sway that novice usually athletes don't have when offering organizational recommendations or stating preferences regarding the team. Guidance. The contemporary period of professional sports have witnessed a rise in empowerment of players through elite athletes, playing more active roles in coaching and organizational decision-making, choices, and franchise strategy. Preparing. This pattern has started to have an impact on professional basketball for women as the sport becomes more valuable commercially. Lawful. Experts question if Clark's distinctive status as the league's most marketable and valuable player, an athlete, could open doors for participation in organizational choices that surpass the conventional roles of players in franchise structures. The transition of Fever into the WNBA's most lucrative franchise generates incentives for businesses to make organizational choices that could have appeared unattainable prior to Clark's arrival, and the publicity she brought about for professional basketball for women. Media and corporate sponsorship agreements. Collaborations particularly related to the higher profile of Fever has produced sources of income that were previously non-existent. With Clark on board the franchise, more financial adaptability in terms of organizational and personnel decisions. Investments. The media's unprecedented. The Fever's attention has generated marketing prospects that go beyond the conventional WNBA coverage to incorporate popular sports media Coverage comparable to the NBA's biggest markets. Groups in terms of visibility and business worth. Ratings on television for. The number of Fever games frequently surpasses 1 million viewers. Some games are reaching beyond 2 million views. These figures symbolize all-time highs for women's professional basketball and produce commercial explanations for substantial organizational expenditures. Concerns are raised on how the better financial standing of the franchise could affect coaching decisions, personnel organizational design, and investments in personnel that would have been previously financially unfeasible. Clark's revolutionary influence on the team's financial performance. Expert